Wow, we certainly do have a lot to catch up on, guys. What is up? Rose here, coming at you with a post show update. Um, we are now just over 3 weeks post show. I probably should have filmed this video sooner, but life has been absolutely insane. I decided to completely book myself out for the 2 weeks following my show, doing shoots all over the country. I was in Vegas doing shoots, obviously competing and then doing shoots, and then flew to Miami for more shoots and collabs, and then flew all the way back to LA for shoots and to do some exploring. So needless to say, like I was fucking exhausted when I got home a week ago. I also got super sick. But starting to feeling mostly better at this point now, which is good. But yeah, we are now 3 weeks and 1 day post show. So I just wanted to come on here and chat with you guys, just have a little sit down conversation and kind of talk about, how the show went, how I feel about everything, how I feel about the result, what I got up to on my trip, and where we're at now. And then I guess moving forward, also what the plans are, where we're headed, what my goals are, all that fun stuff. So buckle up and let's get right into it. So I guess we can start at a show day. So show day was great. I had a great experience. I'm very happy with how I looked. I think I was peaked as, perfectly as I could have been peaked. I loved the whole look that I had with the makeup, the hair, the tan, the suit, everything looked amazing. I went into show day feeling good, very sleep deprived, but good. And I felt like hands down, it was, the best my physique has ever looked. So amen to that. I was very, very happy with the package that my coach and I brought to the stage. However, what I will say is I was not expecting the show to be as competitive as it was. I'll probably post this shortly after my show day vlog. So if you haven't watched that already, definitely go give it a watch. I included all of the professionally filmed stage footage in that video, and I also paid $30 for it. So please go watch that video. But yeah, so if you want to see exactly how I looked on stage, you can go watch that video. I will put a short clip here as well of me on stage. But basically, I got backstage and I was like, holy fuck, these girls look really, really good. I've been in this position before back in 2022 where I've kind of had everyone in my ear saying you're going to go pro. There's no question. Nobody can beat you. And now I look back at my physique in 2022 and obviously need to consider the fact that the division has grown a lot since then. But back then, looking back now, I'm like, I did not deserve a pro card. And yet I had everyone in my fucking ears telling me I was going to go pro. So at least going into this prep, it wasn't an all or nothing mentality. I really focused on getting the most out of prep in terms of working, doing a lot of shoots, doing a lot of photo shoots, kind of just enjoying the process of seeing my physique get fucking peeled and being proud of that as opposed to just singly looking at one goal of getting the pro card. Because to be quite honest with you, when that doesn't happen and it's all you have your mind set on, it is disappointing. It really is. And I was disappointed in 2022 when that happened. So I definitely went in with a bit more of a mature mindset into the show. But yeah, I got backstage and I've, again, had everyone in my ears saying I was going to go pro, nobody's going to beat you, and got back and just honestly saw a lot of girls that looked really good. And I am a very hard critic of myself. So yeah, I mean, if I look at somebody else and I think they're comparable to me, I probably would beat them. But there were a couple of girls backstage that I looked at and I was like, there's no shot. Specifically one girl, and I was like, wow, she's gonna win the overall. And then when we got lined up for our height classes, she was in my fucking class going on stage right before me. It's like, fuck. Literally texted my coach right away and I was like, it's not happening. It's a fight for a second. And to be honest, all 5 girls in my class I thought looked really good. I think that the top half of that class probably wouldn't have stuck out in a bad way in a pro lineup, which is pretty crazy. My coach also said it was the most competitive height lineup he's seen in a very, very long time, if not ever, in the immature wellness category. So yeah, I got backstage, I saw that she was in my class, and I immediately knew that I wasn't going to be getting my pro card, because in order to get your pro card, you have to win your class, and then you have to get top 3 overall. So yeah, I knew I wasn't getting my pro card. And honestly, with how good everyone else also looked in my class, I was like, okay, this is a battle for second. I'm just going to get on this stage and like really thoroughly enjoy this experience and just be confident and calm and just fight for that second place spot. So that is exactly what I did. Another thing I want to kind of touch on about show day is, fuck me, the amount of time that I was standing backstage in my heels, like glazed and with my tan fixed, which if you've competed before, I guess I should explain if you haven't competed before. If you haven't competed before, once you're glazed and your tan's been fixed and everything, you can't really sit. And my heels were already on, so I didn't really want to be like fully bending over and like risk like, you know, messing up like my tan or my glaze. In retrospect, I definitely should have taken my heels off and chilled out for a little bit, but I ended up being backstage like in my heels, pumping up for nearly 2 fucking hours. Like that is a long time to be backstage. It was a bit difficult at this show because they didn't allow anyone backstage at all. Like not even my coach was allowed backstage. So when they started calling the girls to head backstage for wellness, obviously I went at that point, and then I just didn't really know how long it was going to be, and I needed my tan fix. So I immediately went to the tanning ladies and got my shit fixed. But then I was just fucking stood there pumping up on and off and like standing in my heels for 2 hours. And my like I don't have like a good body for a scenario like that. Like I've got a lot of injuries and a lot of like things that will flare up if I'm on my feet for too long, and especially in heels and especially that lean. So it was not, unfortunately, it was not an enjoyable experience on stage. Like mentally, I enjoyed it and I was very calm. It was by far the calmest I've ever felt at a show, which was a really good feeling actually. But fuck, I felt like I couldn't pull my poses well at all. And looking at the stage footage, you can see I am struggling a little bit. Could more practice have helped? Maybe. I will say that they, you know, had us doing our turns and everything for a while, and I probably would have done well with a little bit more vacuuming and, you know, holding the poses for like 30 seconds each, like going around and around and around. So I will say that, but I was in a lot of pain. My feet and my shins were super swollen. My low back was like flaring up. Right before I got on stage, I went to pull my front pose, like in the line, like literally about to walk onto the stage, and pulled my hip. So I was in a lot of pain on stage. My hip was really sore. So considering all of that, I'm pretty happy with how I looked on stage. It is also just always harder to really fucking nail it on stage compared to when you're practicing. I just feel like you can never be too prepared for posing. And yeah, maybe could have practiced a little bit more, but I certainly think being on my feet that long backstage impacted me a little bit. So it is what it is. I think given the situation and how long I was back there, I did the best that I could. And like I said, I did feel very mentally calm and confident in everything. So that was a really nice feeling, to just like not feel an extreme amount of anxiety, which I definitely have at some shows in the past. I was just kind of happy to be up there and was battling it out for that second place spot, which I ended up getting. So good on me for that, because it was a very competitive lineup and I really wasn't sure if I was going to get second or maybe even third out of those 5 girls. So I am really, really happy genuinely with that second place finish. There was no universe where I should have or could have beat the girl that got first place. The girl that got first place in my class, like I knew she would, also won the overall, in my opinion, by a lot. So it's just, you know, hands are dealt and sometimes it's not really in your favor. It was a little bit frustrating because I height it in like under 5'6", and I'm like 5'6.5". Like I'm certainly over 5'6", but that was kind of like a pattern at that show. And even at the actual Olympia, people were heighting in lower than their usual heights. So it's a bit frustrating because had I heighted in the D class, it just would have been less competitive because the girl that won the whole thing was not in the D class. She was in my class. So there was obviously like the thought in the back of my head, like, fuck, had I just like tried to perk up a little bit more during the height in, like would I have been in Class D and got my pro card and this would have been a completely different outcome? Like maybe, but I'm just trying not to think like that because it's a little bit toxic to think like that. So yeah, I guess that's a recap of show day. My family was there with me. I had an incredible time in Vegas with them. And it was just so special having them there supporting me. My friends from Toronto also sent me this adorable like montage video of all of them wishing me luck the night before my show. Like, oh, made my heart just like burst. So that was really sweet. I was definitely feeling the love on show day. I genuinely have not even gotten back to most of like the Instagram messages yet still because life got so crazy like literally the day after for like the next few weeks. Yeah, so that was really bad of me. So if you message me on Instagram to congratulate me and I didn't get back to you, I sincerely apologize, but just know I was absolutely drowning and like I couldn't I couldn't tend to the messages. So that's that. Anyways, so I guess moving on from show day, I had, mentioned on here and on my Instagram that if I did go pro, I was going to be doing a pro show on November 1st, I think it is, this upcoming Saturday. I'm filming this on the 29th of October. So the funny thing is like, obviously it was a little bit disappointing to not go pro, but like had I went pro and then had all of those shoots and those trips and flights and everything booked up for the full 2 weeks after my show, only getting home back to Nashville a week before I was going to have to fly out for the pro show, like that would have been the end of me. I would have died, like would have been done. There's literally no fucking way I would have been able to pull it off because I barely pulled it off not on prep. So yeah, I guess I'll get into the next part of the video now, which is like all the shooting and stuff. Just a typical move on my end. I'm glad I did it, I guess, in retrospect, because obviously now I have an insane amount of like collab and photo shoot content and like all this just insanely shredded content to release to you guys over the next like literally 6 months. Like it's that much content. But at the same time, like I did almost have a midlife crisis halfway through that trip. Do not recommend booking a shoot like every single day for 2 full weeks post show. It is a death sentence. And yeah, I almost lost my mind for a minute there, but reeled it back in. We made it through. So yeah, it was a great, productive 2 weeks though. I did a shoot with Sean Nelson in Vegas and I did a couple of collabs in Vegas and then I flew to Miami. I shot with Black Tape Project, which is crazy that I did a collab shoot with him because it was like my dream 5 years ago to like pay for a shoot with him. And now I'm like able to collab with him and kind of same thing for Sean Nelson too. So it's cool to look back and be like, wow, baby me would be fucking stoked about this, But yeah, in Miami, shot with Black Tape Project, did a bunch of femdom content, did lots of solo content, did lots of XXX gym content, did some girl stuff. So like, yeah, we were busy. I also looked at condos in Miami, which I will get into, I guess, in the next part of the video. And then after all of that, I flew to LA. Actually the main intention of flying to LA was to look at condos because I'm going to be moving in a few weeks. But when I was in Miami and saw the buildings in Miami and everything, I actually like had fully decided like, okay, I'm going to move to Miami. But the trip to LA was like completely non-refundable. So I was like, well, fuck, I don't want to just like waste $3,000. So I might as well just go. So yeah, I just went to LA. I did do one collab in LA. And then besides that, I just, caught up on some work, got back in the gym a bit more, explored. I went to a techno show. So LA was fun, jam-packed, but was a good time. And yeah, I flew home Wednesday of last week. So a week ago today. And immediately got extremely sick, which fair enough. Honestly, I deserved that after what I put my body through. So yeah, I spent a few days recovering and now I'm back in my routine, back 100% on my plan for my coach and everything. I guess I want to talk about kind of like health and gear and all of that next. I did come off of, I would say like 70 to 80% of the compounds that I was on and the fat burners I was on, literally like right after my show, like the next day. I did keep a couple of things in at a low dose just because I had shoots for a couple of weeks, and it's also not good to just like completely cold turkey come off of everything. So I believe I had stayed on T3, a half dose of Anavar, and a half dose of Primo for about 10 days, just comparatively to what I was taking during peak week. And then, yeah, 10 days post show, completely came off of everything, even like the GH. No, like, so right now I'm on absolutely nothing, like no fat burners, no steroids, no peptides, no GH, nada. So yeah, I've been living that natty lifestyle for the past week and a half. I made that decision. I mean, naturally, obviously you come off after a show, it's just kind of what you do, but I probably could have pushed and stayed on a little bit longer, some of that stuff. But I was just like, I am not feeling too hot and I need to get my sleep and my health back in check. So I'm just going to, completely come off of everything, start taking some hormonal supplements, like to get my hormones back in check properly. And just focus on my health. Obviously, still staying as lean as I can, but focusing on my health. It really is a balancing act post show because, of course, you want to stay lean and shredded and all the things, but you do really need to take care of yourself at the same time. And I'm proud of myself for kind of recognizing the state that I was in and acting on it and prioritizing my health a little bit more than I have in the past, anyways. So, yeah, we are now 3 weeks post show. I'm going to share some photos here of my check-in with my coach yesterday. So as of right now, I am up 6.6 pounds from stage weight. So my weight on show day was 150 flat, and I was 156.6 this morning. And my waist was 27.5 inches this morning, whereas it was, I think, 26.7 on show day. So weight is up 6.6 pounds, waist is up 0.8 of an inch. You're going to gain weight post show. I had no desire to stay quite that lean. I'm sure you guys can tell my face has like filled out and has become a lot more human already, which is really nice. I was not loving how scary my face was looking at the end of all that. And yeah, I mean, obviously I've got more fat on my body now. Still, I'm still pretty shredded. Not right now, but my quads do still have veins. So like we're still looking good. Very, very happy with where I'm at. But yeah, got just a little bit more meat on me now. I feel like a lot more comfortable, a lot better day to day. My workouts are going so much better. I'll put a little clip in here. Literally just squatted on the Smith machine. Mind you, first time squatting in like 4 months because I took anything that had like any sort of pressure on my shoulder out of my plan like months ago. So I was like, hey, Aaron, like, kind of want to try to get back into some squatting, like on the Smith and the hack. And he's like, yeah, it's a good idea. Just take it slow. Tell me how. I just pulled 315 times 6 out of my fucking ass. Like all time, like life PR. Also had a bottle of wine the night before. Didn't sleep very well. Like had fucking charcuterie the night before. I was sick. What the fuck? Like that is insane. Absolutely nuts. Like, will I actually put 4 plates on a Smith machine and squat it? Like, is that possible? I don't know. I must still have some of that fucking Primo on me. I don't know. But yeah, training's going really well. It's such a good feeling to enjoy the gym again. I truly was not enjoying the gym at all at the end of prep. Like I had certain moments during a workout, let's say, where like, I would just like spaz up and be like, oh, I look so good and get excited. But like you don't really have like a whole workout where you just feel okay. And yeah, the past little bit, like I guess since I've been back in Nashville, and starting to feel better from being sick, the past couple workouts I've had have been amazing, and I just feel so good. I'm like jamming to my music, like life is good again. I feel happy. That was another thing I really think that I like discredited during my prep because I was eating a lot of food and like I felt like, on paper I wasn't starving myself. I was not feeling well. Like girls are not supposed to be 6.9% body fat. I was not feeling well at all for a while, to be honest. And like I kind of just convinced myself that I was fine because people eat less like on prep, you know. I was eating a lot of food, but I was still super lean. And like what you need to remember is like just because you're eating more than the next person, like if you're leaner than them, like you're gonna feel like shit no matter what. So yeah, I guess just in retrospect now that I'm feeling better, I'm like, wow, I really did feel like shit for a while. Fuck, I don't miss it. Yeah, feeling so much better now. And the goal with my coach, we've, you know, kind of sat down and talked about things. I will not be getting on stage anytime soon. Never say never. I'm sure I will at some point, but right now it's just not even in my mind. Like, I'm not like, oh my God, like we're going to get on stage in June. Like, it's not like that. Like, I'm getting my health back in check. I'm going to slowly grow my legs. I'm going to enjoy life, try to stay lean, do all the things. But yeah, no talk of with the next show right now. Definitely not. But yeah, I'm gonna kind of talk about, you know, what I'm eating and my workout plan and everything. So still doing legs every other day as I did all through prep. Cycling between glutes and hams focus, quads focus, and glutes and hams focus again. One of the glutes and hams is like more glute focus, and then the other one is more hams focus. You get it. And then I kind of throw in like abs and calves on 2 of those days. And it's like a 6-day split. My cardio, I'm doing, I would say about 4 times 30 minutes a week. I usually honestly just do cardio on the treadmill on my off day, like my rest days. And then I do like a 10-minute warm up on my training days. And I think that adds up to pretty close to the total that's on my plan. So yeah, I'm not doing a whole lot of cardio right now, which is really nice. Having a lot of pain in my shins trying to do cardio though, which is odd. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on with that. I'm gonna have to go see a doctor soon if it doesn't let up. But yeah, so that's the training and the cardio regimen right now. In terms of my calories, I'm eating about 250 grams of carbs, I think 50 grams of fat, and around 200 grams of protein. So surely not being starved. It's a good amount of food. I feel pretty good on it overall, I would say. And I'm eating off plan, like a proper off plan meal once a week, and then like maybe a snack on top of that a second day of the week. Always do try to, you know, have a cheat after a big leg day or, you know, the night before a big leg day or whatever it is. But yeah, I certainly was eating off plan more than that while I was traveling. But I think that that worked out okay for me solely because of the fact that I was shooting like a fucking madman, like hours and hours a day. So yeah, of course I ate off my plan and haven't gotten fat because I was burning an insane amount of calories every day, like flexing for 5 hours, doing gym shoots and doing other things. And you guys know the gist, but yeah. So we're kind of back on that regimen now of having like my scheduled meals every day and then having a proper cheat once a week and then like a small cheat once a week. Yeah, right now the goal is to stay as close to this physique as we possibly can, stay as close to this weight as we possibly can, keep my waist measurement tight. That is my biggest thing. I have a very wide waist and I hold a lot of fat in this part of like kind of like my side and low back. And I really want to avoid putting on too much weight there because I think that that is what impacts my X frame and like my look the most. You know, I'm just picky about how I look. But yeah, my goal is to try to keep my waist and everything around here as tight as possible. And just obviously keep working on growing the legs. My quads are already up like 0.8 of an inch on each quad, so that's great. And I think my glutes are up like 0.6 of an inch, so happy with that. And yeah, it's just going to be a slow roll, really, trying to keep this physique and just slowly working on growing my legs. I don't plan on taking any more gear anytime soon, to be honest. I want to be healthy and I want to be able to maintain an impressive physique without that sort of help. And yeah, I guess we're just going to see what that looks like on me. I'm definitely going to go get blood work done in a few weeks. I think it's too soon still, being only 3 weeks post show, and considering I just came off like the last bit of gear about a week and a half ago. So yeah, probably we'll go get blood work done in maybe 3 or so weeks from now. And when I do that, I will share all of that with you guys, of course. And aside from that, moving forward, I'm getting a puppy in 3 days, so that is very, very exciting. My little baby Kygo, my heart and soul. I think I've spent $4,000 probably on this fucking dog, and that's not even including the fact that the dog was $4,000. I think I've bought every possible thing that a dog mom can buy. I'm going to be the best dog mom in the world. Also, I'll put a picture of Kygo here. I'm pretty sure I've already showed him to you guys, but he's like, how is he an influencer and he's not even in my house yet? Like, this is literally insane. I cannot believe that my dog is like the most famous dog on all of Instagram already, and he's not even in my arms. How did I get so lucky? I don't know. I've won the dog lottery. Life is beautiful. And like I mentioned earlier, too, I'm moving to Miami. Very excited about that. It's going to be so nice to be there in warm weather year round, having access to so much, like, just places to shoot content, so many creators, like there's all the expos there, there's a great gym. Like, it's just like, if there was one city in the world that I should be in right now, given where I'm at in my life and my career, it literally is Miami. So to Miami we fucking go. Yeah, the building that I picked out is so beautiful too. Cannot wait to get there and furnish it and make it my own and have like a very sexy filming room. Yeah, I'm just really, really looking forward to that. And Miami's a great fucking time too. We all know that. I don't need to tell you guys that. So yeah, gonna be Miami living with my adorable little puppy Kago. And like, I don't know. I don't think life could be better than that. So yeah, gonna be going to the beach. We're gonna be working out at Elevation. Gonna be bringing Kygo to all the parks. Gonna be going to the raves, going to Space, going to Domicile, doing all the collabs. Oh, it sounds so good, and I can't wait. But yeah, that is only 3 weeks away too, so I have a lot of packing to do. It's been a busy couple of months, guys. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that because this has been a very long video. If you're still here, I love you and I appreciate your support and the fact that you actually care to talk to me for 30 minutes. If you haven't already, definitely go subscribe to my OF. Like I mentioned, we have tons of good stuff coming out. I've got shredded content to last me till fucking spring. So don't miss out on that. And if you guys have any suggestions for content you want to see moving forward, of course, I will still be posting fitness content. But if there's, some other stuff you want me to branch out into, let me know. I also think I'm going to film a Q&A soon. So if you guys have any questions that you would like answered, you can drop it here. I'll probably put a question box on my Instagram story as well. But I'm going to leave you guys at that. I hope you guys are having an amazing week, and I will talk to you later. Bye.